we'd like to take a few minutes to tell you something about the American Public Philosophy Institute. What is public philosophy? Simply, it is a set of ideas, convictions, and beliefs about government, society, and human beings that provides the underlying foundation of our political and social life. For example, do we believe in the fundamental equality of all human beings, regardless of race, religion, or gender, from conception to natural death? Do we believe that the fundamental cell on which society rests is the family, consisting of a husband and wife and their children, and that human sexuality is deeply connected with the family and its purposes? Does our society believe in objective moral truth, or does it incline toward moral relativism? Does it believe that human beings are creatures who derive their inalienable rights, as the Declaration of Independence teaches us, from a creator, a provident God? Does government have the obligation to provide for the welfare of all citizens directly, or does it exist to facilitate citizens themselves providing for the well-being of their families and society, what is known as the principle of subsidiarity? These and many other principles shape our ideas of what government should do and not do. Today, as you are all undoubtedly aware, there is a strange spirit abroad in our universities and in much of our public life. The university, which has traditionally been a vigorous supporter of the ideal of freedom of inquiry and free speech, has become a place where people use safe spaces to protect them from unpopular or challenging ideas especially related to traditional morality. Through judicial decisions unjustified by any fair reading of the Constitution, the unborn have been deprived, literally, of the equal protection of the law. In our society, marriage has been redefined by judicial decree without reference to sexual complementarity. And in many states, those who seek to live their own lives according to their traditional notions of marriage have been the subject of successful legal attack, driving them from businesses and from social welfare work. On Facebook, we now have a choice of over 70 gender identities to choose from. And in a land that has traditionally been an incubator of numberless enterprises, laws and regulations increasingly seem to create endless obstacles to that enterprising spirit. Now, the APPI does not exist to organize opposition to many of the social and political evils of our time, or to propose specific ways to deal with them. It aims rather to get at the underlying ideas and beliefs that have brought about so many unfortunate changes in our society. How is it, we must ask, that the federal government decided to bring the full weight of its power to bear on the little sisters of the poor? Who could have imagined that 20 or 30 years ago? Well, I can tell you in all honesty that scholars involved in the APPI, founded in 1989, imagined it, because they were studying what was going on in American intellectual life, and especially in universities. They could see contemporary liberal political theorists arguing for the exclusion of religion and traditional morality from the public square, an argument that helped to shape the beliefs of those who decided that the little sisters of the poor had to be compelled to obey laws contrary to their consciences and to their whole way of life. There's an old image I would like to leave you with this evening. The image of the snow on the mountaintops and the streams below. If the snow on the mountaintops is pure, the water in the streams below is pure too. If the snow on the mountaintops is polluted, when it melts, the streams below are polluted as well. Our universities and our public intellectual life, including the intellectual life of the professions, business, medicine, and law, have been to a striking degree polluted. There's been loss of a sound public philosophy that has heretofore preserved America from many of the current excesses we see. And so it's not surprising that we face so many serious problems today. The American Public Philosophy Institute was founded in order to inject into universities and public and professional life the sound ideas derived from natural law philosophy and represented in much of the thought of the American founding. Natural law is rooted in the recognition that human beings flourish when their lives are oriented towards certain goods, such as life, knowledge, friendship, excellence in work and play, as well as marriage and religion. Traditional moral commands, such as the Ten Commandments, enjoin us not to act against these goods and encourage us to develop the virtues that advance them. In the first years, after its founding in 1989, the APPI focused especially on promoting serious discussion among scholars with a view to giving natural law thinking greater prominence in scholarly discussion. We continue to do that today, for example, in a book of essays currently being edited on the subject of the concept of social justice. Gradually, the APPI expanded to promote public conferences and publications on important issues, such as the family, homosexuality in American public life, the role of the judiciary, and the place of religion in public life. When the APPI moved to Dallas, to the University of Dallas, in 2014, it began to develop new forms of activity. Increasingly, it offered activities, especially lectures by outstanding national scholars, to students at UD. And we hope to expand those offerings to include week-long summer seminars for students from high school through graduate and professional schools. These seminars are intended to shape future leaders in our public life. It is our hope that we will see many of your children and grandchildren at our events in the coming years. We've also branched out to begin offering lectures and seminars to local business and professional leaders, many of whom have found the opportunity to experience stimulating speakers like this evening's event, and to engage in discussion of important public issues and find them so rewarding. The goal in all these activities is to strengthen and renew the culture. With the support of people like yourselves, we will be able to increase the scope and reach of our activities and to pursue our goals more effectively. The APPI is a 501c3 public charity, and we sincerely hope that you will consider supporting us financially, and information on how to do so can be found in your program booklet.